What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, here once again with another review for episode 7 of Doom Patrol in the DC Universe. Now, if you have not seen the episode yet, you already know how it goes. It's going to be spoilers, so come on back after you've seen the episode, unless you just want to clown with me and Winston here.
One of these days, you're going to respect me at the start of this video and stop talking shit. Like, one of these days, you know what I'm saying?
That's not today, sir.
Oh, clearly not today. That's fine, you little punk ass. Maybe I won't help you with your audition later.
That's some bullshit. I just want you to know that's like blackmail from a black male.
Well, isn't it in the title blackmail that I would? Never mind. That's too easy.
Can we talk about that? Actually,
yeah, Doom Patrol. I'm great. I'm happy. It was a great episode.
First of all, this is how you know black people have a thing. Like, he's dancing to music that we were playing earlier that ain't even playing no more. If you want to know what he's dancing to, go ahead and find the In Living Color intros and see if you can sync it up on beat to him going, "You can't do what you wanna do." It's fucked up because I knew exactly which one he was doing. I knew exactly what he was doing. That lets you know it's the bullshit real quick. I knew exactly which one he was doing.
Oh, man.
Let's get into this episode. So one of the things that Winston and I always catch out on to are the titles of each individual episode,
which is very well done. I love a show that takes a continuous theme and does it with other episodes. Like Friends back in the day was the one with whatever. Black Lightning does its own version of like Bible verses,
books and chapters
and all that. And that's one of the things I love about the show. So they figure out different ways to add the word patrol into it, and whatever's in front of it, that's going to be the central focus or the punchline or whatever for the episode.
Never forget Paw Patrol.
Oh, Paw Patrol all day, baby.
Shouts out to Chase and Rocky and Sky. I know, my daughter. But this one is called Therapy Patrol. And yeah, you just already know they need fucking therapy. So we see them, it starts out them sitting around in the gathering room, the meeting room that's been cleaned up ever since the whole shit with the dudes made out of old love letters and Cyborg's arm blew off. But one of the things, so Cliff is leading the meet. He's like, yo, he says, we need to talk. We need to figure out we're going to find the chief. And to find the chief, we got to go through Mr. Nobody. And basically says Mr. Nobody's going to fuck us.
He's going to fuck us in our minds, and our hearts, and in our souls.
See, listen to it right here. This is what it is.
Mr. Nobody is going to fuck us. He's going to fuck us in our brains. He's going to fuck us in our hearts. He's going to fuck us in our souls.
I just put it in. I just want to see if I put it in.
No, it's good. It'll work. It'll work. And it's probably my favorite line of the whole episode, just because it's very funny. It's very Cliff. But also, I'm not going to lie. There was some about it that automatically threw me off. I was like, it sounds like something Cliff would say, but he also seems a little more aggressive than normal.
Well, no, it just seems like he's a little more hyper-energetic than normal.
Yeah.
He's not as laid back as he normally is. But then after that, we get a flashback to 1930. And we see an actress's dressing room. I think her name was Ethel Swinger, something like that. And we see the door open, and we see a woman at her dressing room at her table getting ready for whatever it is. There's paparazzi outside. Her agent tells her, hey, these are some people to see you. They won a contest. The contest winner, the prize is to meet you. And she is not impressed at all. Long story short, we find out the little girl is a young Rita Farr.
Which apparently is not actually
her real name.
It is her professional name, which is what you'll start to see as this episode goes along. We get a little bit more backstory. Like,
are you happy now about this? We're starting to get more and more Rita shit.
No, of course. That's all I wanted, because I felt like everybody else was already getting this and we were not getting that opportunity.
We've had like 3-4 episodes delving into Rita.
This is now 2 episodes with Rita. I don't count her origin story of her superpowers.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with her character. That just explains. Right. My point is, it was they show Rita, and right from the beginning, the thing with Rita that's kind of crazy is the fact that her parents have put on her, we're going to call her Jane Doe. You're not, no, because there's a Jane. Fine. We're going to call her Jackie. You're not Jackie. You are Rita Farr.
That was the name you went with, Jackie. You couldn't go with no other letter. He went from Jane to Jackie. Like, he was just like, I'm going to use stereotypical white names they use for missing white girls. I'm going to Jackie. She couldn't be Katie. She couldn't be Liz. Couldn't be Beth. Couldn't be Betsy. Martha.
Are you done?
Martha.
The point is, the parents made it very clear to her that she is not her. She is always the star, which actually immediately makes us realize why Rita has such issues with her self-image because she has not ever really been herself. She has always been the superstar Rita, and that explains her pompousness. That explains the fact that she really doesn't get control of herself. And so what's really cool about this is you get at the very beginning what this segment is going to be about, because it's the same period of time of what led to their therapy session. And so with Rita, you get her getting trapped in a furnace. She falls down a vent.
Because she liquefies. She can't control herself. Like, she does the breathing technique that we saw in the Doom Patrol episode where, what was his name? Minto?
Yes.
Minto talk. The person who was breathing is me. The person who's breathing is me. And it helps her to somewhat get control and reform herself. But then as she's walking, she liquefies through a fucking grate and goes through all the pipes and ends up in the furnace.
And partly because what we're realizing is she is saying the mantra, but if you don't know who me is, that doesn't necessarily help you. And that's the thing. She's been putting a Band-Aid on the situation instead of actually addressing the wound.
So that stands out, that one. And the reason I stopped him with that, because we go into Larry's story. Now we get Larry getting woken up, and he's like, all right, man, let's go on about my day. He got to start putting on all the bandages.
Before that happened, we always get little flashbacks to everybody.
We get a flashback to 1935, and we see a little boy playing, because we know it's Larry, so it's little Larry. Come to find out, long story short, Larry's been gay all his life. You know how they say people are born gay? This is clearly a case of it. Because the school is like, yo, he was playing doctor with a little boy behind the school.
And what he ended up doing is he was running home, and he overheard his parents, his mother crying, his dad yelling, and essentially being like, we're going to lose everything. If they find out that our son is gay, we're going to lose the house. They're going to kill him, all this kind of stuff. So literally you see Larry start to realize it he couldn't have been more than maybe 10. You can see him realize, oh, I'm not allowed to be me. And so that then leads into his, go ahead and pick up where you left off.
His present day, where he wakes up putting his bandages on, and then he's like, he tells the spirit inside, maybe we should just take the day off, catch a nap, take a dream. But here's the thing, I don't want these type of hellscape dreams about my face burning. And so the spirit leaves him, and then we just cut right there. We then go to Vic.
No. You forgot. So what ended up happening is that this is where him and the spirit finally start talking.
I got it, because I wrote it down. I wrote it down, but I didn't know if I went back.
I didn't realize that you were a Floyd Mayweather nigga. That, like, if that's essentially what you're telling me is you can't read.
No, I can read. I just didn't know if I wrote like stuff that happened.
You wrote it all here, but you didn't read.
What I'm saying is I knew it was this the order of the people, right?
Sure.
And then I just wrote there were certain things that kept coming back to it, so I put them up here instead of down in the bottom.
Yeah.
I didn't follow the full episode structure all the way through because I came back around to get more information about the peoples.
Okay, so you can read, but you are completely disorganized. So you just like a disorganized Floyd Mayweather nigga.
Fuck, you keep putting me in the Mayweather category, nigga.
Hey, that nigga rich and he can fight.
I'm just saying, hey, that nigga can only fight little niggas. Let's just be real. Okay, Floyd can probably whoop my ass if I'm about 180 pounds.
Yeah,
or 152. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I would probably just sit on him. That would probably work.
Okay. The negative spirit takes him back to his last memory with John. John is the dude in the Air Force he was in love with, that it was a secret. And then, he notices it instantly. He was like, this ain't real.
None of it, because he points out a bunch of flaws. The truck was blue, not green. The train, we were going off the train so we know when we had to get
what was playing on the radio was Hank Williams, not whatever this is.
So the spirit goes,
okay.
Now here was the thing that was interesting. The spirit finally directly talked to him through John. So anything John was saying, that was dope.
We didn't and then we didn't say jinx.
Well done.
Word.
No, just because, nigga, I'm not buying you a Coke. Like, fuck that shit. Are we 12?
Wait, what the fuck is about a Coke?
Well, if you jinx, you go jinx, and you have to like count to 10, and then you buy someone a Coke. Maybe that's a child. I don't know if that was a Texas thing. You had to buy someone a Coke. If you didn't call the jinx off, then you had to buy someone a soda. That's what it was.
First of all, it's pop. Secondly, that's some Texas shit.
Pop, Chicago ass nigga. Anyways, so
keep letting this whole ass nigga in these videos.
Anyways, what ends up happening is at first Larry keeps pushing back and he's just like, no, you're getting all this shit wrong. But the spirit's like, but that's not the important part. And eventually Larry comes to terms with it and says, but you don't understand how important context is. How the fact that I kept this in because my family would have disowned me. Because I would have lost my career. Because there were two men who got dragged and killed. And that could hung be me,
on the base.
And that could be me and John. So no.
And then the spirit tells him, not to cut you off, but to cut you off. And the spirit says, I've been waiting on you to say those words, because it goes back to the whole thing about torture. He was torturing himself. And so that's when me and the Sideshow Bob looking dude over here came up to the theory that the episode is about accepting yourself and who you are. I felt all that energy looking at me like that. Why would you look at me like that?
It's fine. I mean, look, I'm not out here calling you Pluto because you dropped boiling water on your forehead, nigga. You just have to understand, it's fine. I could take only so much before my fucking snapback starts snapping back like the snapback on your head, nigga. Excuse me. Anyway, then we move on to Vic. And poor Vic, man. Like,
Vic's whole life is fucked up, by the way. Vic caught him from since he was a shorty, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Vic we see a little black kid. First of all, it was no doubt who the kid was. It was a little black kid in the house. There's only one black person in the whole Doom Patrol. It's little black Vic, all right? But he dislocated his shoulder. And the doctor is trying to tell him, first of all, the doctor ain't shit, but he dope how he did it. So Vic dislocates his shoulder. The doctor tells his mom it's not nothing broken. And so the doctor's just pulling his arm slowly and was like, yeah, I had this happen, and the lady just had me count to 10. And Jesus. And I was like, that's how you pretty much do it. But it goes, and if you notice something, I don't know if you paid attention, the arm he dislocated is the arm that he blew up. Mm-hmm. And, basically he was like, oh shit, my dad's going to be upset, and, he's going to be mad at me. And the mom's like, well, now you get why he was trying to tell you not to do this, not to climb this tree. And she's like, well, we ain't got to tell your daddy everything. And that was just a cute little moment, because that was all that was. It was like, we don't need too much more black family, happiness.
Right.
In this.
No, it's more from the standpoint that I think it was to further drill home the fact that the relationship he has with his mother is the relationship of a child and a parent, from a nurturing side, versus the relationship of a child and a parent where the parent is trying to manipulate or force the kid around. Because then he ends up we flash back to the present, and he's having an argument with Silas, who's like, you stole the sack key? It's like, my sack key, nigga. I'm a grown-ass man. I can do what I want.
Myself. Why your bitch? Matter of fact, we find out, this is how it happened, because we find all of a sudden Vic is walking down the hall, and Grid tell him, like, yo, you got to match on cash. First of all, I love it how they couldn't pay none of these companies to use the names.
Right.
Like, you can't say Facebook, so it's Facehole. And then it wasn't Tinder or Bumble, it was Cash. And I was like, okay, this mock had 246 matches here.
Well, I have a theory on this. So Facehole, I think, other than for the punchline of the joke, I think it was also to just show that Facebook is a dirty place that used to be doing dirty shit on and whatnot.
Okay.
I think Cash is kind of the same, where all it really is somebody paying for a service. So either
first of all, who is paying for Bumble and Tinder?
No. But what I mean by that is I don't mean you actually pay for it. I'm saying just to iterate the standpoint of like how a lot of people treat dating. More so now than ever because of the apps, where a dude's paying for the dinner so you can try and get some ass, and a girl getting paid in dinner by giving up ass. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a direct exchange of stuff. Nobody's actually really finding matches on this shit. It happens from time to time, but generally speaking, Tinder's just a place for people to exchange dinner and fucking. Which goes to the point of that's when when Vic decides he actually does want to talk to some of these girls, he's got 246 messages. Most of these women are like, ooh, let me see your metal parts.
And first of all, let me tell you something. This is how you know Vic Stone didn't get out much. Because niggas are lame. All his game is lame as shit.
Some of those are bad. It's all white girls trying to talk to him. Like, all he said was like, what? He was like, yo, what was the first one? He said, yo, I see them scrubs. What you gonna do?
And he was like, no, it was just an observation. Are you a medical doctor?
Or the one where he's like, yo, I'm jealous of that beagle. And she was like, I'm jealous of that metal chest plate. Let me see it, nigga. Like, it was crazy.
Anyway, he meet a chick and he started talking to her, and the one that has scrubs, she's a med student, all right? And he said, I would like to get to know more about you. Well, Grid hears this shit and gives him everything.
Everything?
Everything. And he was like, at the top of like, what the fuck? Is this a live BuzzFeed video?
So Grid had hacked into the bus's security camera, saw the girl. And so this was the real telling part. She hadn't seen any photos of him recently, only the ones from his original post back when he was 18. So when he sent a picture, which was hilarious, he put his little index camera, he's going to take a picture of his face, and he said, wait a minute, put up his little metal abs and shit and sent it to her. When she saw the photo of him as a cyborg, she was not pleased. And unfortunately for Cyborg, he was still tapped into the feed. He saw the whole thing and he got completely upset. Yes.
That's not for you to read. It's for the people at home.
I'm gonna read it when it come out tomorrow, nigga.
You want to see it now?
Yes.
Good luck. I wrote there.
This nigga dumb as hell.
I did that the wrong way.
How's your imaginary friend Wallace over there, nigga? You don't like him either? Hey, my nigga, it's fine. He trashed to the motherfucker, ain't he? Man, me and your imaginary friend get along better than me and you, nigga.
I don't believe that just that. I was sitting there doing the arrow, and I was like, wait a minute, which way?
So then we move on to Jane, right?
First of all, besides the fact that he just made me feel like a grade A idiot, all right? Jane is a baby in the crib and she crying like hell. And somebody who more than likely is her daddy walks in smoking a square. White people squares a cigarette. Smoking a square.
I did not know that. I was raised around white people.
Of course.
A Lucy. You could have said Lucy. You could have said a Black and Mild. Though that white dude clearly was not smoking a Black and Mild. Yeah, Wallace, don't like you neither, nigga. Jesus.
I scratched out the arrow.
No. That just emphasized how much you hate your imaginary nigga friend.
So, dude is letting the baby just cry and holler. And that is like the start of some of the abuse we've heard about consistently. Like, we haven't really seen what Jane has gone through much. But to know it started as an infant lets you know things that are about to go on further.
Right.
And then we flash back. Now, all of a sudden, Cliff and Cyborg are fighting. They fight down through the house. And matter of fact, because Cyborg is talking to his daddy, and then Cliff run up on his ass to
just try and choke him. Which I gotta give Cyborg some fucking credit. My nigga dropped hella wrestling moves. He called them out as they happened.
I was like, he hit him with an angle. I was like, angle slam. Bam. Later on in the episode, hit this mom with a beautiful German.
The German suplex over the back shit? Yeah. No, he was killing it, man. He was absolutely killing it.
But then we see Cliff, and we see for him. He what was his thing? He saw that his ex-wife found out who she was cheating with, the dude she was cheating with, and so
he had raised his daughter because remember his wife and him died in the accident. I mean, Cliff obviously survived, but as Robot Man, but his wife did die. So the child was adopted by his best friend who was in the pit crew / dude that was cheating.
That was banging his wife. But which is crazy because he was mad about dude banging his wife when in episode 1 he out here banging the babysitter.
The babysitter maid, yeah.
Yeah, bang. I mean, she had some beautiful titties. But anyway, it was beautiful. I didn't want to have to see Brendan Fraser's ass, but I mean,
it was worth it.
It was just worth it.
It's fine. It's fine. You just what you do is you just like no. But now in this day and age, you can put it on your computer, just go back and forth like a GIF, and just the titties, just titties. We got to finish this review, nigga.
Oh yeah, we do. With Cliff. I'm here. Claire's still there. Okay, so he getting mad and then he fighting. So then eventually it just keeps going back and forth and coming to this one point where eventually Cliff is like, yo, we all need to sit down like therapy and talk. But before this happens, Cliff going crazy again, just tearing up shit, tearing books down. They're like, fuck.
We're all very confused by it. But what we noticed in Cliff's recollection of the day, we thought for a minute he went to his old boy's house to fight him.
He stole the bus, go to this mom's crib, was like, you don't know what the fuck my voice sound like?
Oh, that's why the bus. Wait a minute. Remember,
no, that's in episode
No. I know, but remember, at the very end, which we're going to get to in a minute, the bus connection. That's why he saw the bus in a psychosis.
Yeah, I didn't think about it.
Anyway, he gets there. He's arguing with this homeboy. Dude pulls out a shotgun. He pulls it up. Cliff goes, because this is a through line throughout everybody for the present day. You think that little thing can hurt me. Except when the shotgun goes off, it's Cyborg's blast. And that's when we realize Cliff is hallucinating.
Like a motherfucker. Because then he goes in dude's house like, you got these fucking books?
Why you got books, nigga? You can't read.
Fuck wrong with you? And start tearing shit down. Jane is yelling, but he sees Jane as his adult daughter now. And so, long story short, shit just happens now. They break Cliff down, and we get to the point where they're all sitting down having therapy. They're all together. Cliff is just spilling out his whole guts. He's like, who wants to go next? Rita goes next. Rita starts talking and just being open, and as she's being open with who she really is supposed to be, she makes her legs turn back normal. Fast forward to Larry. Larry's like, he's got to tell something. Cliff goes, he's gay. And everybody's like, the fuck, man?
What are you doing?
Like, the fuck? But then Larry tells him he's gay. And he was like, I knew it. Like, I knew it. And then you have Cyborg talks about how he feels. He don't know if his memories are real or not. And then he goes to Jane. And Jane kind of doesn't want to deal with it. But then she turns into Flit, teleports, comes back with the painting that shows Cyborg holding his dad's body and everybody dead. And they were like, whoa, wait, you just painted this fucked up thing? You know, this ain't real. This is a lie. And then she told him one important thing. The hangman's daughter doesn't lie. The hangman's daughter paintings always come to fruition.
Exactly.
So then she's snapping out Jane. She about ready to go. Cliff like, yo, you just can't blow up the spot and bounce the fuck up out of here. And Jane says, and I quote, you want to hear something? You'll never be a father because you're not even a man. And
then Cliff responds with, no one can tolerate you. The only one that can is me, and I only like 1/64th of your ass. Oh, man.
And they had to look at Cliff like, are you fucking serious? So then we figure out, so Cliff has this big ass breakdown later afterwards. His system's just acting stupid. He falls out, breaks down. And when he's down, pinned down on the ground, and Cyborg has him down after the German suplex, a mouse run out his mouth. And we're like, the fuck? It's been a mouse in him causing this whole shit?
So this is the funny part. Every time we go into somebody's individual storyline, we see like Rita, Larry, Vic. All of a sudden, Admiral Whiskers comes up. And we're like, the fuck is this?
It's a little mouse with his mommy mouse. It's like, it's okay, baby. You can cross the street. Just gotta believe in yourself. The mommy goes out in the street and the Doom Patrol bus just crushes her. We're like, the fuck? And the mouse is screaming like, Mama, no! Mr. Nobody starts talking to the mouse and tells the mouse, you should get vengeance.
And he goes, why would I get vengeance? I'm a woodland creature. I hate nobody.
He was like, no, you need to get vengeance on the person that did this to you. And you need to fuck them. Fuck them in their brains.
Fuck them in their mind. Fuck them in their hearts. Fuck them in their souls.
And I was like, oh, shit. And then we see the mouse is setting up his plan. Sees Cliff in the windows like, there's the agent of death. Goes in the window, scurries about and says, my name is Admiral Whiskers. You killed my mother. Prepare to die. Which is from?
The Princess Bride.
Movie trivia. Slow down. All right. And then you see the mouse go into the hole that Vic left in Cliff's arm. Because remember, Silas just took the finger piece out. He never re-welded the hole up. And so you see the mouse go into the hole, and that's the end of the episode.
They don't even explain it beyond that. It's just like, oh yeah, this mouse is doing the whole thing.
Well, the mouse was the reason for the hole, but Mr. Nobody has still been in control of the situation all along, no matter what. That's the big thing. No matter what they do, Mr. Nobody's in control of some shit. And you had a thought about this, like?
I thought that what was really, really interesting is that Mr. Nobody is Deadpool in God mode. He's omnipotent, he's omnipresent, and he is fucking with everything with as the narrator, the no care whatsoever. And I'm proud of them for kind of trying to come to terms with themselves, because Mr. Nobody really can fuck every part of them if he wants to. So
let's do this. We're coming close to the end of this video. On a scale of 1 to 5, what do you get us? No, let me do it first, since you're gonna do some bullshit later. For me, this is a 5. This episode got hella deep, and the swerve at the end made it all worth it. Doom Patrol is a show you definitely need to check out. And if this nigga say 5.01 or anything of that regards, y'all gonna see some shit.
For me, it's a 5, because they do some serious stuff all throughout it. Like Doom Patrol is a show that you really need to watch and shit. And you know, I was thinking about doing a 5.01, but I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I just repeated it virtually what you just said, because fuck you, nigga. You can find me at the swaggy blerd, THESWAGGYBLERD, on all your social medias. That's what it is, because you know we got to wrap this up. Go ahead, Jay. Why don't you tell them how they can find you, listen to your podcast, watch his YouTube channel, see you on the Schmodown and shit. You know, so it's at Mr. J Washington. You should know how to spell Washington by this point because he always loves to say that shit. Be sure you subscribe to the Patreon so you become part of the superhero, supervillain squad. I know what it is. Hold on.
Shout out to Small World for this shirt, the Black Villains Matter shirt too, by the way. Join the supervillain squad on Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. Check out the Mad Titan podcast where I get you caught up on everything happening in Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. And then I'll be back with this motherfucker next week. Alright, y'all. I hate you so fucking much.
Wallace, when you tell your nigga friend to shut up.